What if Wilder wins? Do we get a fourth one?
I think he wins.
I talked to someone, our boy.
Like, when is Joshua gonna get a shot? Yeah. Like, at this point, you just keep. We're gonna fight again. Let's run it back again.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be Wilder Fury 7. We're gonna be like, hey man, those first 6 fights though. Yeah. It's first 6 fights. We're gonna.
They're making money, but
absolutely.
And also, I don't know why they never trained this guy to box. No disrespect, but imagine if he go into the body with that right hand.
I think that's what they're gonna try to do.
Can you get him ready within a year? Can you turn him from a killer? I'm actually Shawn this. From just a knockout artist to a boxer?
Repetition.
So you think you think he's a boxer now?
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
So I think you're not going to turn Deontay Wilder into a boxer. You're just not. That's fine though.
Yeah.
So I think people that are maybe critical of Deontay are saying, well, he's not going to all of a sudden outbox him. He's not going to turn into this great boxing. But I think he still has his power. That's not going to go away.
We know that.
So even if he's right here, he has this power. Even if his boxing goes up a little bit, you're adding boxing ability and different tactics to a guy that can. We say the Thanos snap. He could wipe you out.
I just think you can do so much with
that.
He
comes to the ring with tactics.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that he's missed. People talk about the boxing ability. He can't use the ring. He doesn't know how to use his jab.
And it's almost like you in the poly fight. If you get so used to knocking people out,
yeah,
I'm gonna knock you out. Yeah. Like he literally lost Louise the first 6-7 rounds. Yeah. Like,
and then was like, I'm
gonna eventually knock you out.
And then it was done.
No, you good, but I think tactics is what he needs to beat Tyson Fury. I think that Tyson Fury had tactics for him in the rematch, and I don't think that he was ready for those tactics. You know what I mean? So, man, I love that fight. I can't wait for it.
I think he stops him. I think Wilder knocks him out because I think he stops him. I think he stops him early.
Oh, what round?
Third round, he knocks him out. Yeah, I think he does it.
I don't know, man.
I got Fury in 8.
Yeah, I just think
you got Fury in 8. Woo!
I just think.
I mean, he did it in 6 last time.
I didn't expect that.
I just think you're adding, and even if it's 1% or 0.5%, that you're adding to it. No, because you're adding it. Let's be honest. He almost knocked him out in the first fight and wasn't using any of these things we're seeing in training. Whether he's going to use all of them or not, I don't think we're going to see a reinvented Deontay Wilder. I think that's what's unrealistic.
Hey, Carson, he needs some defense too because he got bum rushed last fight.
Yeah, and I think offense can be defense for him. I think if he's more active, because we've talked about before.
Boy, been paying attention. I
got you, man. Yeah, because if you're just looking at Deontay and if he's just waiting for that right hand, he's kind of we say he's kind of got the range finder of a jab. If he's actually jabbing and he's actually
making that jab work,
yeah. If he's adding anything to his game, I just think. I think he can win even if he's just a little bit more complex. It's complex maybe. You were saying tactics, a little more versatile in his game a little bit, but it's not going to be, none of us will be watching that fight going, man, who is this Deontay Wilder? He looks like a completely different fighter.
Everybody's expecting to do that. And everybody's expecting to do that.
I don't know why we need to.
Yeah,
he was undefeated.
We don't. We don't.
It was the hardest puncher of all time.
We don't need to see a new Deontay Wilder. We need to see an improved Deontay Wilder.
Just a little more wrinkles
Shawn,
to the game.
But Fury's always doing this with his head.
Yeah.
If Wilder hit him with,
I love it, man. It's just like both guys.
If he goes right to his body's always there, and that hand got power,
got a big old body.
But he always want to take your head off.
Yeah. And the thing is, the heavyweights, they're tall.
Yeah,
it's hard for them to go to the body and not expose their heads. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's. But tactics, you know what I mean? If you can feign him and get a guy to bring his hands up, you can get down there and get it and then get out. You know what I mean? Exit strategy.
Hey, Carson,
having the threat of that right hand.
Hey, Carson, you think this is gonna block that?
Yeah,
it's still gonna hurt him.
And if you're Wilder, you have that right hand. Fury's not gonna be like, I'm not even worried about that right hand. What's this jab gonna do?
I'm not even gonna say anything.
If you're thinking that,
now I'm really starting to think
he's falling completely out of the ring.
We did.
I'm really starting to think.
I'm excited again. I hope it happens. Fury, be there.
I mean, that punch was there for him in the first fight, not the second fight, because Fury put him on his back foot. But when Wilder and Tyson Fury, if Deontay's improved and making it more competitive, he will have spots where he lays up on the ropes. And when he lays on the ropes, I remember thinking in that first fight at Staples, it's like this was just just all there.
Just
and Deontay didn't even make Tyson have to think about it.
Fury's got a whole lot of body to hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's not tight.
And that's from a guy with a whole lot of body to hit.
It look like me. Like, you hit me with a body shot, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I just and we can kind of close on that because we still have a couple weeks before the fight. But I mean, if you're looking at
excited.
Look at what Wilder.
Let's just see
whether you want to say those clips are it's the best of the best clips you can find. Look at those clips of Wilder, and then just look at Fury. I'm like, I just haven't. Whether I know just because he's not posting anything or just because we're not seeing it doesn't mean it's not happening with Fury. But like Wilder looks better. Yeah, I think he stops him early.
He has so much more to.
And he
has more to fight for than Fury in this fight.
I think he moves forward. Last thing I'm gonna say, I think he moves forward. He knocks out Tyson because I think that's the only way he can beat Tyson. Knocks out Tyson. I think he moves forward. We do not see a 4 fight.
Like Eddie Hearn wisely said, Eddie Hearn and Tyson Fury have the same amount of heavyweight title defenses. 0.
So do you think he comes forward in the fight too? Because I talked to someone knows boxer pretty well. He goes, Wilder's going to win by knockout. He'll be willing to take one to land one this time.
Hey, did he get knocked down in the first round last fight? Was it that early?
Deontay?
Was
No,
it
it was
first?
the third, I think.
I thought it was the second or the third.
Third round, I think.
And was it the first? I don't know.
He just got bum rushed so fast.
Yeah, that fight was kind of
got dropped in the third and the
fight
fifth,
was kind of a blur because we were all like, "Wait, what the hell?"
I don't think we ever adjusted. Like, he's getting dominated.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. You know, he talked about the costume, and some people said he was having too much sex the night before. But one thing,
what's up with you today, man?
I'm telling you,
I mentioned Houdini song.
Some holy water on you,
but
what?
I don't know. I'm gonna say this though,
freaks come
and I
out
think
at night.
I wonder if you guys agree, but from round 2, his legs were gone in that fight.
Yeah.
And so I you know, whatever reasons there might be, I do agree with Deontay on one thing. That wasn't quite him in the second fight.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You know, and Tyson Fury had a lot to do with that, but his legs were terrible in the second round already of that fight. So I think if he's just stronger, you get a more competitive fight. I think we will get a more competitive
Let's
fight.
hope it happens. But
Myself, I think it was myself, Joe Tessitore, Max Kellerman, and Tim Bradley. I think it was the 4 of us up at the desk, and they kept going to the locker room of Deontay Wilder doing like before. I mean, undercard fights, and he's up walking around. So you know, you could say he was doing something the night before, but I know that the day of, he was really excited and he was anxious, and I think he was on his feet a little bit too much. And I think that he was something was up, but he was worn down going into the ring. Yeah. I think he had a lot on his mind.
yeah,
And this trilogy is a trilogy for a lifetime.
if it doesn't happen, we're roasting Tyson Fury for a whole fight.
Mad at you because
For a whole
Stop
podcast.
putting it out there. Thoughts become things.
I'm just saying, Tyson
Thoughts
Fury, this
become
happened
things.
before. So if we're having, it's going to be
music.
we're
Thoughts
gonna be
become things.
we're roasting Fury a whole episode.
Fury's
if that
probably
doesn't happen.
hearing all of this, all of us saying that, and it's going to be easy work again.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ed. Follow me on IG, Ed with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right, just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson A. Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.